Hey everyone. We just witnessed one of the more remarkable precipitation events we've ever seen, especially considering it occurred during the mid to late summer. Typically this time of year, precipitation is driven by thunderstorm activity, with an occasional weak weather system. This event was a result of a very dynamic weather system, with a significant southward dip in the jet stream, along with abundant moisture and instability. So why did this occur? To start, let's go back a couple weeks. We were in the midst of a generally dry and warm weather pattern, not at all unusual for August. This is a satellite image of the tropical Pacific Ocean taken on August 10th. There were 3 named storms at the time: Genevieve, Iselle, and Julio. Sometimes when weather patterns become stagnant, they need to be kick-started, and that is exactly what tropical storms can do in the late summer and early fall. In this case, the activity in the tropical Pacific helped to alter the weather pattern across the region. More on that on the next slide. Here is a map of the same region, taken on the evening of the 23rd. Only this time the lines and wind barbs indicate wind flow at the mid-levels of the atmosphere. A few things to point out. Number 1, the enhanced jet in the central Pacific. Number 2, the strong ridge of high pressure that built over the eastern Pacific. And number 3, the deep trough of low pressure which dug into the northern Rocky Mountain region. The tropical systems did not cause these changes directly, nor did they produce the rain event we just experienced, but rather they helped to cause an overall shift in the weather pattern. Generally speaking, that may or may not bring weather changes to our region, but in this case, the shift did lead to cooler and wetter conditions for us. Keep in mind that this change occurred over a span of almost 2 weeks. Finally, notice that the eastern Pacific tropics are currently still active. Okay, so we know the weather pattern shifted, but why so much rain from this system? Well, in order to produce rain or snow, we need a couple of things to happen. We need atmospheric moisture and lift, or rising air. The dynamic storm system we just experienced tracked in an ideal location to bring us an extended period of strong lift. Also, there was abundant moisture in place, as there is at times during the warm summer months. If the same system occurred in late September or October, it would not have produced as much precipitation because atmospheric moisture would not have been as high. It was also a slow-moving system which allowed for a 3 to 4 day period of potential rainfall. Lastly, the air mass was quite unstable, and this led to some of the extreme rainfall rates we saw early in the event. So overall, there were many factors that came together to bring us the remarkably high precipitation totals we saw. I'll go ahead and check all these off. Here's a map showing rainfall totals from the 22nd through the 24th. The greatest amounts in our forecast area occurred in the Roundup area, where up to 7 inches of rain fell. To put this in perspective, that's about half of what Roundup normally receives in an entire year. The heaviest rainfall occurred from Golden Valley to Musselshell, Treasure, and northern Rosebud counties. Locations from Baker to Ekalaka also received heavy rainfall, mainly due to strong thunderstorms early in the event. Locations near Billings, Sheridan, and along the foothills experienced lesser amounts, but overall it was a period of very wet weather across the entire region, obviously. Here are some noteworthy stats and records. Co-op stations Roundup, Melstone, Hysham, and Forsyth saw 2-day rainfall totals that have not been seen since their records began. Roundup, that was 1914, Melstone 1909, Hysham 1945, and Forsyth 1975. 24-hour totals in this area, as well as points north, were estimated to have seen rainfall that exceeded their 100-year occurrence interval. In addition to the precipitation, it was a remarkably cool 5-day period, with Billings failing to reach 70 degrees for 5 straight days, for the first time in either July or August since records began in 1934. Finally, it should be pointed out that this significant rain event did not lead to significant flooding. The dry ground was able to absorb much of the water. So are we going to experience another precipitation event like this one soon? Well, that's impossible to say for sure, but climatology says probably not. We are getting to the time of year, though, when cold fronts pack more punch and temperature swings will become more frequent. The eastern Pacific tropics are expected to remain active, so this could help to keep our weather pattern active into the early fall. Well, that's all I've got. Please follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and feel free to chat us anytime. Thanks, and have a good day, everyone.